media scam exposed. The distractions playbook. Imagine this scenario. The country is facing one of the biggest educational crises. The future of the 24 lakh student is hanging on the balance because of the massive national exam paper leaks. The National Testing Agency (NTA) is under fire. Families who pour their life savings into their children's education are on street crying for their justice. So what does a responsible prime-time national journalist do? Do they grill the authorities? Do they hold investigators board accountable? No. If you are the Aaj Tak managing director, Anjana Om Kashyap, you look directly into the camera and launch a sketching act on YouTube teachers. Yes, you hear the right. In the middle of the ragging paper leak debate, instead of targeting the scammer, she labeled online educators as do kauri ki teacher, worthless, two-penny opportunists who only cared about YouTube views and making a quick buck. And by extension, she blamed Gen Z and the millions of the online learners for being a gullible fools who follow them. Today we aren't just giving a savage reply, we are pulling back the creation on the entire corporate media playbook to analyze exactly why she said this, what the hidden agenda was, and how India Press Freedom Rating explain this exact behavior. So grab your front row seats, because today we are educating the people who why will the senior across lost her cool and attack independent educators. It's called a deflection tactic. Yes, you heard it right. It's called a deflection tactic. When institutional systems fail, when a paper leak happens across the multiple states, destroying the merit systems, the public gets furious. That folly demands a target. If the media points that a target at the authorities on resting agency, they risk losing corporate and politic access. So, what are the alternative traits of fake villain? By labeling the YouTube stars like Alak Pandey, Hansar and independent faculties as a looters looking for a view, the narrative magical shift. Suddenly, the debate is no longer about how did the paper leak. It becomes, are the internet teacher exploiting the students' anger for the subscription? Think about the Siri addiction. Mainstream news channel operates entirely on the attention economic. They use a flashing red fonts, apocalyptic background music, and the WWE stars split screen to gather a view and a sell advertisement for a corporate sponsor. As she has the not to accuse a teacher who sits in front of a digital whiteboard for a 6-hour straight explaining organic chemistry formulas of just doing it for a view. So, if a YouTube teachers are doing it for a view, at least the viewers walk away with a passing grade. When people watch time prime television debates, they walk away with a head and a lower IQ. Blaming Gen Z, the elite disconnect. But the insult didn't stop at the teacher. It was fundamentally a massive punch down to the Gen Z and the entire community of the modern learners. The statement heavily implies that today youth are the brainless sheep who are being manipulated by online influencer teachers. Let's break down this elite disconnect. Mainstream media stars live in a bubble where they think education only happens if a student pay lakhs of rupees to an elite offline coaching institute or holds a degree from a legacy university. They don't understand that Gen Z doesn't use a YouTube out of the convention. They use it out of the absolute necessity. The reality of the India classroom. Ask any college of the school student. How many times has a school teacher rushes through our syllabus, leaving everyone confused? We all know the anxiety of sitting in the traditional classroom, too afraid to raise your hand because you will look stupid. So this is the main cause. YouTube becomes a pattern teachers who never gets tired. Gen Z can pause a video 10 times, rewind it, change the space and learn more 5 different creators until the concept finally clicks. To say these generations is being tricked, show how completely out of the touch traditional media is with how the real world operates today. They can spot a fake narrative from a mile away, and that is exactly what terrifies traditional media. They are losing their monopoly on the youth attention. If standing on your feet for hours, complaining of free PDFs, breaking down the complex coding language for a kids who can't afford a 2 lakhs rupees coaching fee is considered too coding, then honestly, our teachers should wear the badge with a pride. Because two coding teachers create a doctors and the engineers, a 10 coding and codes create a noise. The aftershock of mainstream media exposed. Let's talk about the real impact of this statement. What happens after she said this? The entire online ecosystems, from the independent educators, edtech founders to millions of our students, untied. The backlash was immediate because people realized the hypocrisy. True journalist is supposed to speak a truth to power, but today independent content creators and the online educators are the ones asking the thought questions about the paper leak, while the primetime television acts as a public relations shield for the institutional failures. The final grade. Let's wrap up this lesson. A teacher's true value cannot be measured by a corporate executive sitting in a multi-core studio. It is measured in a late-night study session of a student in a small town trying to clear an exam to change their family fortune. It is measured in the confidence of a learner who finally understands a concept they thought they were too dumb to learn. The mainstream media personalities who look down on a digital platform. Accessibility is not a crime. Providing a free or a cheap education to the massive is a service, not a scam. If you cannot have the student of the country during a massive educational crisis, the least you can do is get out of the way of the people who are actually trying to help. To all the Gen Z learners and the independent teacher out there keeping a scrolling past the mainstream noise, keep a learning and keep a building your own future. Let me know your thought on this entire controversy in the comment below. Did this prime time insult backfire completely? At last, I want to say that now please don't go with the crowd, and I am not to make the small issue to be like a bombing. Somehow the active people are doing with today internet facility is doing their immaturity still. So I just can't control myself and can't decide by seeing such activity what is nonsense things happening in the internet. Therefore, following the crowd and before talking or any things in any particular place or anywhere, make that you are totally be aware of your action. I'll see you in the next video, and yes, if you are interested, then you can subscribe us for more updates. I always hold my action to solve the dispute and making a people to go through a right path. Thank you.